Today I'm going to test the resistance of several shields so we can find out which material is the strongest. There's a cardboard shield, wood, aluminum, steel, and finally a pineapple shield that's said to be extremely fireproof. Is that really true? Today we're going to find out. Shields were widely used in medieval times, especially before firearms existed, when people were still using handheld weapons. With that in mind, I prepared 3 tests for each shield. The first one is a common object that could be thrown at the shield, so we're going to test the resistance by throwing an apple. Then a step in Europa bit, we'll use a slingshot to launch much more destructive objects. And finally, we are going to shoot with this extremely powerful bow and arrow. Will the shields hold up? I don't know, especially since the arrow tips here are really sharp, so I believe they could do some serious damage to the shields. But we are about to find out. And the first shield we are going to test is this one here made of cardboard. And since it's cardboard, you might already imagine it's something extremely fragile and all, but actually this specific cardboard has a really hard and rigid layer, a thick layer that might have good resistance. I'm going to leave the shield attached here to this wall positioned right in the center. And let's go to the first test, which in this case will be an apple. And as you can see, the apple is already spoiled, so there won't be any waste here. 3, 2, 1. Wow, what a hit! The apple practically disintegrated. As for the shield, it basically did nothing, it just got a little wet, but look, it didn't even get dented. Like I told you, this shield here isn't weak at all. Let's go then! 3, 2, 1. Yeah, now I can see a little mark there, huh? The nut managed to make a big hole in the front of the shield and went through, look. But honestly, I was already expecting that. After all, even though it's thick cardboard and much more resistant, it's still cardboard. The arrow I'm going to test is this one here, really sharp. And I positioned the shield lower with a wooden backing because it will probably go through, and if the arrow hits the wall, I think it will break it. 3, 2, 1. Wow, it pierced easily. It hit right here and went through. In fact, the tip of the arrow penetrated the wood here and even split it. Now let's go to our second shield, which will be the aluminum shield. And even though aluminum is a strong metal, this shield here has really thin aluminum. So I believe it's actually less resistant than the wooden one. That's why we are going to test it first. And starting off with the apple. Wow, it completely smashed it. These are its remains and the shield just got dirty. It didn't dent, it didn't do anything, but now I want to see it with the slingshot. 3, 2, 1. I hit right here in the center of the shield and it left a mark. It didn't pierce the shield or anything. If someone were behind it, it would have protected them. But it did leave a nice little mark here. Now let's move on to the bow and arrow. And since this arrow is really sharp, I believe it will pierce it. Come on, damn, I don't think it did anything. The arrow hit right here. You can see a little mark. On the back, there's a little bump here, but it didn't actually go through. Look at that. It was tougher than I expected, huh? We still have these 2 shields to test. The wooden one and then Captain America's indestructible armored steel shield. And also the fireproof pineapple shield, which I'm really looking forward to seeing if it's really that tough. So now it's time for the wooden one. This is a shield made of tough wood. Pretty tough actually. It's about 2 centimeters thick. Medieval shield. And honestly, I think it's going to hold up to everything. First test then, apple. Wow, that was a strong hit, huh? But it just got dirty. Now it's the slingshot. Thank you. Wow, I think it hit the cross. It hit right here. It loosened the cross that was attached to these little holes here. And it even marked the wood, made a little hole. But still, if someone was behind the shield, they would be completely protected. But what about the bow and arrow? Would the person also be protected? Let's see. I missed. Wow, I hit the concrete and it made a hole. Let's try again. Wow, what a hit! The first arrow struck this joint in the concrete, and look at the hole it made here. I can fit my fingernail in it. And the second one hit the shield dead on. It penetrated the wood. I'll even put my finger in here so we can see how deep it went. Look, it went in at least a centimeter, but I don't think it went all the way through. Yeah, see, there is nothing here. So far, these first shields are pretty tough. Let's see if Captain America's shield holds up the same way. There, music, and slingshot. And bow and arrow. Wow, on that last one, the arrow flew and I think it even got bent. Look at this. It bent the arrow, broke it. Do you remember how it was? It was pointy. Look at how the tip is now. Flat. The apple just tickled the shield, just made it dirty. I think the slingshot hit here because there are 2 marks from the screw, just like on the other object, and the arrow. The most that happened was it made a slight scratch here, nothing more than that. But that was to be expected. After all, this Captain America shield has even withstood gunshots. So of course it would resist a slingshot and a bow and arrow, right? And now it's time for the pineapple shield. I'm going to cover this cardboard here with just the pineapple peel. The pineapple shield is ready. The idea here is to set fire to this pineapple peel. And since it's made of cardboard, we're going to check if the cardboard underneath gets burned or not. But remember, this is a scientific test taking all safety measures. So don't try this at home. Let's go. You can already see that the outside of the peel is getting scorched, even turning a bit of a different color. Kind of dark, kind of black. I'm really curious to see if this is going to work. I saw several videos saying that the pineapple peel is actually super fireproof because of all the liquids inside it. It could withstand high temperatures without letting any heat pass through it, acting as a thermal insulator. So that's what we are testing. We are going to let it roast a lot. In a bit, we'll take off the peel and see if the heat transferred and if it burned the cardboard. The peel is already getting pretty dark, huh? It looks like charcoal. I'll leave it here for a few more minutes. And I'm focusing all the fire on a single spot so we can try to dry it out and make it carbonized enough to go through.
5 minutes later.
I kept it focused exactly on this part here. And as you can see, it even made some holes, some little holes here. But the question is, did it go all the way through and reach the cardboard? Let's see. I'm going to take it out here. Man, no way, look at the cardboard. Of course it's wet here, but it didn't get any burnt marks. Not even here, look. Not even on the back of the shell. The most that happened was this part here got a little more yellow. And remember, if you having any problems with your hair, click the link below and don't miss this opportunity from Manuel. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Which shield surprised you the most in this video? In my opinion, it was the pineapple one. I didn't expect that. So that's right, leave your answer in the comments and I'll see you in the next video. Big up to everyone. Thanks. See you. Take care and bye.